YouTube is not ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಹಾಂ ಸರ್
हो 11ला सुरू होणार आहे.
वेगाने जरी घेऊन बुट्टी ते पुसून घ्यायचं. ते लावल्या मला हे ऐकायला कसं येणार सायलेन्स. परत देऊन जा की मला. पण नको जा जा त्याच्यावर झाकण दिसलं का ते.
Hello.
Hello ma'am.
Hello.
Hello ma'am. Hello ma'am.
Yes,
Hello,
am I audible?
Yes ma'am. Yes ma'am.
Yes. Will you start my PPT from your side or shall I share? Hello.
Hello ma'am.
Am I visible?
Yes.
No.
Madam, your name is displaying as Pragati Chauhan. Is it correct, madam?
Actually, it should not be. Yes, that might have the earlier. Let me check. Let me say change it. It should be Dhanashree Patil.
It's okay, madam. No problem.
No problem. Yes, Pragati Chauhan is our technician.
Sure.
Am I visible? Because I'm not.
Yes, madam. You are visible.
I'm visible. Okay.
Father, madam, when she's presenting, you will take it.
पता नहीं.
அது என்ன சொன்னாங்க இப்போ மேடம்?
ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಕೇಳಕತ್ತೀನಿ ತುಂಡು.
Good morning. A warm welcome to one and all. I, Srimati Rupa, welcome all the freshers, undergraduate students from our institute as well as from Karnataka and across the state for today's national level workshop on ecofeminism and self-reliant and kitchen gardening under Women Empowerment Cell. I would like to start this workshop by a quote. This is not just another day for you. This is yet another chance to make your dreams come true. I'm sure that with this workshop, our institute will inspire and encourage you to reach your goals. Women empowerment is the ability of women to enjoy her right to control and benefit from the resources, assets, income, and her own time. Today, we are happy to be in this program as the resource persons are doing a tremendous work in their respective fields and have achieved success. Now, I request our beloved principal, Dr. Uma B. Nirle Madam, to welcome and inaugurate the delegates.
Thank you, Rupa. I, Dr. Umanele, Principal of KV Society SK Arts College and HSK Science Institute Hubballi of Karnataka, welcomes all the delegates, dignitaries, resource persons, academicians, and participant delegates of all over the country. Our institution is one among 270 institutions of our esteemed KV Society Belgavi. KV Society Belgavi was established in 1916 by 7 dedicated and highly educated eternal visionary Saptarshis. The seed of education sown by these visionaries has grown into the Asia's best consortium with many traditional and professional institutions under unique leadership and unflinching determination of Dr. Prabhakar B. Kore, Chairman, KLE Society, Belgavi. Our college has been accredited in the third phase at A grade with 3.18 CGPA by NAC. College is affiliated to Karnataka University, Dharwad. Karnataka University, Dharwad, Karnataka has under it runs the UG courses in arts and science and PG courses in mathematics. Our institute is a participating institute in Unnat Bharat Abhiyan of MHRD. The college is honored with many gold medals, university blues with its inception. The college in this pandemic year, that is pandemic situation, the college has organized more than 38 virtual programs. This is our 39th virtual program. And here, we are proud to say that today we are organizing this program under Women Empowerment Cell. During these pandemic situations, where the teachers and students and all stakeholders are away from each other, this webinar series, workshops, FDPs in a virtual program creates a common platform to bring all the minds together and boost the morale of the teachers, students, and stakeholders nationwide. Start with, we have today the Women Empowerment Cell, which has organized a national workshop on ecofeminism and self-reliant kitchen. Once again, I welcome you all wholeheartedly to this workshop. Welcome all. Thank you. Thank you one and all.
Madam, for the welcome. Now I request Professor Shashikala Sherawat Madam to enlighten us about the importance of this workshop.
Good morning to all. I would like to give brief introduction about today's national level workshop. You must be wondering why the topic ecofeminism. Is it worth conducting a workshop on this topic? When this question arises, yes. This COVID-19 pandemic situation has taught everyone to respect our mother nature and protect it before it's too late. Does anyone wonder why it's mother nature? There is a simple explanation for this. Women can manage her family, her social life, work life, and whatnot. Likewise, nature takes care of all the other living and does not demand anything back. Thus, we can say there is correlation between women and nature, that is ecofeminism. Women have natural instinct about caring Mother Earth. We are inner wheel of the society which can move the society in a right way. Women are creative and have multiple tasking abilities that empowers her for enhancing the experimental potentials to do waste management, biodiversity, conservation, kitchen gardening, and so many other tasks for making family and nation self-reliant. Terrarium is a gardening skill. It means growing plants in glass bowls, creating a rainforest environment where the pot is covered and the plant sustained on the humidity created within the jar. Within a small space, balcony, corridor, women manage to grow her own garden or grow essential vegetables, medicinal plants, and exotic vegetables. And also, she manages to prepare a home compost by converting kitchen waste into a compost, which is far more efficient than chemical compost. It is a brief introduction about today's workshop. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Madam. Now I request Dr. Himawati Madam to introduce the resource person.
Hello. Are ते कसं झालंय त्याप्रमाणे माझं लेक्चर चालू आहे त्यामुळे मी उचलला नाही हो हा ठीक आहे करते मी ते झालं की नाही ते संपलं की करते मी ते 1-1:30 संपते अरे साडे 9:45 त्यामुळे हा चालतं नाही म्हणून याच्यावर हा ठीक आहे चालतं तर ते मी चालते पाहिजे आता काय कोणा बसू ती म्हणून हे अंतरला म्हटलं जरी ह्याच्यावर काय हे झालं तरी चालतंय
Thank you, Rupa Madam. Good morning to all. I am Dr. Hemavati KN, respected resource person, Dr. Dhanashree Patil Madam, and our beloved principal, Dr. Uma V. Nerle Madam, my dear colleagues, delegates, and participants. It is great opportunity for me today to introduce the resource person, Dr. Dhanashree Patil Madam. She is presently working as a head in Department of Botany, GKG College, Kolhapur, Maharashtra. She has completed MSc B.Ed, MPhil, PhD. She is NCCB and C certificate holder. She has participation in inter-university volleyball through Shivaji University year in 1989. Her research area is biopesticides and sustainable environment management, and specialization is on plant protection. She has 11 years of research experience and 20 years of teaching experience. She is serving as a project officer from 10 years in gardening and nursery management course under Community Development Center, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. She has organized one national and international conference and various seminars and workshops. She has published 14 research papers in reputed international and national journals and local magazines, and presented papers in conference or seminars in different institutions. She has patent on methods of isolation of bioactive compounds from Acacia concinna and the composition of biopesticides from intellectual property in India. Patent Division, Mumbai, India. She has two projects which were correspondingly sanctioned by National Medicinal Plant Board, Government of India, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Ayush Department, and University Grant Commission, Delhi. She has 9 memberships. She has been invited as a resource person from more than 30 institutes. She has done a social work plantation program, donation for blind people. She also worked in various administrative fields. With this brief introduction of today's chief guest, Dr. Dhanashree Patil Madam, I now hand over the session to Dr. Dhanashree Patil Madam, and I request her to share her ideas. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much for introducing me and giving me the opportunity, Principal Madam, WDC coordinator. I am also working as a Women Development Cell coordinator in my college, and we are really empowered through the institutions and given opportunities regarding the real empowerment, and we are having put at the better stage than the previous women who were really not strong. I never feel that we are weaker part of the society, or always we are called as the inner will. But the inner will plays the important role to direct the society in the right direction. Today's topic that I've chosen.
Hello, Dhanashree ma'am.
Hello, am I audible? I think I'm audible, madam. Hello.
This is reading, madam. This one is only this.
Yes, you are audible.
I'm audible. Shall I continue?
Hello, Dhanashree ma'am.
Yes, shall I continue? Shall I continue?
Dhanashree ma'am, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Dhanashree ma'am and Deepali ma'am. Wait, ma'am. Dhanashree ma'am, please wait.
Yes.
Dhanashree ma'am.
Yes, yes. I'm waiting.
Dhanashree ma'am.
Yes. I'm audible.
Once again, I welcome to the second resource person, Deepali ma'am and Dhanashree ma'am, for this wonderful workshop. And
Yes.
officially, now I declare that workshop is
officially open for 2 days. I request our IQAC coordinator, Professor S.N. Emmi sir, to take over the dais, please.
Thank you very much, madam, for giving me this opportunity to just say a few words of gratitude for the resource persons who have gathered with us here. I once again congratulate all the 3 resource persons for having joined us for a national workshop for 2 days on ecofeminism and self-reliant, including kitchen gardening. At the outset, I, on behalf of our beloved principal, KLE Society Belagavi, and all the members of the staff and the participants today, would extend hearty thanks in advance to Dr. Dhanashree Patil Madam, who is going to enlighten us on ecofeminism, self-reliant, and in the next session tomorrow, I think it is kitchen gardening. Madam, thank you very much on behalf of the entire institution. Next, it is Mrs. Deepali Patil Madam, who is going to enlighten all of us on demonstration terrarium. It is concerned with terrace gardening. Madam, thank you very much on behalf of our beloved principal, members of the staff, all the participants, and the KLE family. One more resource person, Dr. Pramila Bhattasi Madam. You are going to actually take us virtually for a terrace gardening trip. I, in advance, on behalf of our beloved principal, members of the staff, all the participants, and KLE family, would extend hearty thanks, a lot of thanks to you, Madam, also. I congratulate Srimati S.N. Cherwad Madam, the convener of this 2 days national workshop, and Dr. Hemavati Madam, the organizing secretary of this 2 days national workshop, our beloved principal, who is the actual cause behind organizing this workshop, and all the student friends, participants, members of staff, and my friend colleagues who are participating in this 2 days workshop. Thank you very much. Now I think you will be directed to start, Madam. I think it will be Dhanashree Patil Madam who is going to initiate the workshop today. Madam, take over the mic.
Thank you, sir. It's time to start the session on ecofeminism. Madam, shall we start now? Before that, I request all the participants to mute their audio and video and not to write anything on the screen. I request Dr. Dhanashree Madam to take over the session.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, I would like to thank participants, organizers.
You are going to share the screen, or shall we do with that?
You can start sharing the screen. Am I able to share my PPT? Are you going to share the PPT? Hello? Hello?
Madam, here we have connected to this. How can we connect here again?
Hello?
Madam, you can start now.
Yes. Are you going to share the PPT from your side?
Yes, madam. If you wish, we will share, madam.
Yes, yes. I have sent the PPT. You can share them. That will be better if you share that from your side.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay. Till then, I will start talking. First of all, I would like to thank the Institute for giving me opportunity to talk about the ecofeminism, which is my favorite topic. And we have experimented a lot regarding that. Principal Madam, your WDC coordinator, they have chosen this different aspect. Ecofeminism is the possible very effective way of empowering ourselves. We nowadays talk about the women empowerment, and I think that is the best way that we can empower ourselves through the ecosystem management. Women are already empowered with so many multitasking abilities. They have brain, they have power, they have will, and they are having so much emotional attachment to the earth. So what we say ecofeminism, though the word seems very difficult or complicated, or for some people it may be new, ecofeminism is a connection of women with the ecosystem or mother earth, we can say. So here I'm going to share few stories of the women who have really added so many important aspects regarding environment management, regarding ecosystem management. Ecosystem, all of you are knowing, ecosystem is the earth, we can say. Earth is the best example of ecosystem. And again, we can classify very smaller ecosystems like lake ecosystem, agriculture ecosystem, and all the small things which are accomplished with biotic, abiotic factors, and beautifying the earth with beautiful flowers, beautiful fruits, and the human is surviving as one of the biotic component of the earth. So nowadays we also hear about so many dangerous aspects like food security, as well as pollution. We talk about global warming. So if this inner will, that is women, they will decide to empower our nation, the world, with so many small things to enrich our environment, conserve our environment sustainably, it is possible. When we talk about empowerment, we always think about physical empowerment, economical empowerment, but I will talk about the ecosystem empowerment, which can be very well managed by women. So ecofeminism, I think you have understand what I want to say. If you see the definition, it is a connection between women and ecosystem, or women and earth. Vasudeva Kutumbakam, we always say. So earth is one family, and with this era of internet we are experiencing in COVID also, Karnataka is getting connected with the Maharashtra, and all over Maharashtra we are getting connected. So we have to learn everything always. We shouldn't feel weak at all. So many girl students are joining this program. Instead of feeling ourselves weaker, insecure, you have to give, or we have to empower with our skills. And green skills are the best skills for this era. So there are so many such a green skills which can be uh, very nicely adopted by us, and we can make a good greening, conservation of biodiversity, increasing the food production with secure and poison free food. So many such a small things can be done by the women, which will empower ourselves as well as empower mother earth. So that I would like to define as an ecofeminism, very small aspect of gardening. So I'm not saying just as it is. We are going to share some views about the next slide, please. So India is a land with rich biodiversity and a think tank about knowledge system of sustainable agriculture. Now in COVID situation, we are hearing here and there about so many medicinal plants, herbs like Giloy, Tinospora cordifolia, which is going to boost the immunity. So so many aspects are available very easily in our power of Ayurveda. We have to learn agroecology, even if we are doing agriculture. It all should be learned and conserved by the women. We are having that challenge. This generation is having challenge of sharing the ancestral knowledge with the next generation. So we are at that stage. So worldwide, people have contributed a lot since eras to develop the agriculture sustainability. Corporate sector has always tried to defeat the agriculture sustainability. Next slide, please. Hello. Hello. Next slide, please. Is there anybody who is going to change the slides? Next slide.
It changed, madam.
Yes. I can't see it change. So second slide, we can say. Worldwide, people have contributed a lot since eras to develop agriculture sustainably. Corporate sector has always tried to defeat the traditional system. So we have all experienced that. So everything is at the click of the button, but we know that for agriculture, you have to deal with the soil, you have to maintain the soil, you have to maintain the fertility of the soil, you have to deal with the insect, pest, etc. So it cannot be done with the click of the button. But of course, some technical aspects and the modern aspects as well as the traditional aspects can be very well combined. Women have played great role in awareness creation about biodiversity conservation. So this can be correlated with the ecofeminism. So I am going to show, or Vandana Shiva is the role model who has proved it. So she has, 2 years back, I visited the Navadanya project at Dehradun. So she has gathered all the local women and she is experimenting with the agricultural traditional crops, the seeds which are GM food, you might have heard, genetically modified food. So with the advanced technology, we are fighting, or we are thinking that it is good one, because genetically modified, that means we can see so better characters, good characters, but that is not sustainable. So Vandana Shiva is fighting. Next slide, please. Vandana Shiva is fighting with the GM food also, against the GM food also. She is telling that instead of oil, we have to protect the soil. For oil, so many things are demolished, agricultural lands are demolished, forests are demolished, mining is going on. All such factors, they are needed to be fight against. So here I'm talking about the story of Vandana Shiva, Rachel Carson, global personality you might have heard about. Next slide, please. So there are so many organizations worldwide, like Women Empowered. We is worldwide efforts are taken to empower women. Women Empowered, that is we, is the PCI's proven and evidence-based social and economic empowerment platform that enable women to save money, develop financial literacy, and invest in income-generating activities also. In addition to increasing women's access to financial services, groups also focus on learning skills and building capacity. So capacity building can be very well done. So this can be one of the capacity building program. This 2 days workshop is one of the capacity building workshop, we can say. Self-esteem, increasing access to the information and resources, and promoting collective action and community organizing. So everything is done by we for women all over the world. This combination of economic and social empowerment position them as a leaders and decision makers. So not only we just talk about the empowerment, we have to be the decision makers. So we have to take the decision of Mother Earth conservation here. And so many small things. We are having a big group of nearly 400 women in Kolhapur under Gardens Club Kolhapur Indian Women Scientists Association, who are doing many small things like biofertilizer making, biopesticides making, and so many such small aspects which are empowering them. Yes, the PPT is hold at first slide only. So please, somebody should change it. That is from the other side. Okay. Hello. Anyway, I will.
Hello. Madam, it is changed, madam. Hello.
I'm not. Dipali is also saying it is not visible. We are stuck to the first slide only.
Madam, we have changed and we are in fifth slide, madam.
Okay, fourth slide, Rachel Carson's. Okay, okay. Somehow we are not. I'm going to show you some role models. As I talked about, Vandana Shiva is our proud, we can say. She is basically a physics person. And she has done a lot worldwide. Being a physics doctorate, she has done a lot of contribution to the agriculture sector. Rachel Carson, now in front of me, I think that is the fifth slide, but somehow I am stick to the first slide only. So Rachel Carson in 1960, we can realize the power of women. She is zoologist, and in 1960 she wrote one book which is Silent Spring. In 1962 she wrote a book Silent Spring, in which she mentioned that she observed many birds are dying. When she done the chemical analysis of bones of the birds, she found that DDT residues are there. DDT, you must be knowing. We use that powder still in India to kill the ants. So that DDT was found in the bones of the birds. So that was a shock for her and shock for the world also. Through Silent Spring, she created the awareness all over the world that the pesticides are harmful through the process of application. Uh, is a process in which the low concentrations of food, they are involved in the chains, food chains, and they get concentrated on the higher organism. So till they come to the human being, till they reach the human being, which we call as a consumer, the biggest consumer. So they get accumulated, and we can see the diseases like cancer, because they harm our nucleus, our chromosome, and the next generation can become the handicap. Yes, the slides are not visible. So please, technically, something is.
Just a minute, ma'am. Actually, we are doing that one.
Yes. So you can come to the fourth slide, Rachel Carson.
Yes. Is it visible now?
It is visible. So Rachel Carson is a lady who is a scientist,
Ma'am,
biologist. Yes. Yes,
actually
it is visible.
we are stopping share now. So just share your file itself, ma'am. Actually, we are facing some problem because of that. So
Okay.
will you share?
I will try. 1 minute. Sejal?
So if you want to share means we will stop here, ma'am.
But now I can see the Rachel Carson side.
Okay, madam. Then continue, madam. Continue.
So Rachel Carson is a marine biologist and her book is famous. I will suggest everyone to read Silent Spring, which is a reality about the pesticide uses, and DDT was afterwards found in the mother's milk, in the womb, and everywhere. So it is such a dangerous. We think that pesticides, they were found after Second World War, and we thought that it is the easiest way to kill the pests. But it entered our water bodies, it entered our food chain, it entered our food also, and that became the dangerous thing. And now it is a high time to stop the use of chemical poisonous pesticides, which are making our food a poison, not a food. So instead of nutrition, we are consuming daily a food. So this is a proven by EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, and so many such references you can see in it. So many such efforts are done, and most of them who were effectively and passionately doing it for the environment, they were women. And that's why this is the best example I would about Vandana Shiva. So it was a golden opportunity for me to attend the Biodiversity Conservation Conference in Dehradun, and many women from various parts of India were gathered. You can see in the picture, there are the tribal women, there are the agricultural scientists, and so many women. She has gathered them and found the Navadanya organization. Navadanya is an organization where she is collecting the original Indian seeds of rice, and she has gathered 1,500 such a seeds in her seed bank, and she is training the women about the organic farming. Many foreigners, they come there. A single lady can do this. So this is nothing but the empowerment. This is ecofeminism. So every one of us is having such a power, such a strength to empower ourselves and empower Mother Earth also. So that responsibility should be shared by everyone. That is the purpose of organizing this workshop also. Small things and many bigger things can be shared, and we can inspire ourselves for doing. Next slide, please. Situa. So in this picture, we can see this is the campus of Navadanya, where the training is given. You can see a very big solar machine is there. So these are various ways when we are interested in empowering our Mother Earth, which is a unique and most beautiful planet on the earth. All these aspects should be done. So energy is one more challenge before us. Instead of burning fuel, we have to use such a non-conventional energy sources which do not pollute the environment at all. So such a big solar machines were set in that campus. It was totally the zone was a Pepsi free, so natural. One more book of Vandana Shiva is there, that biodiversity in a glass, instead of Pepsi and Thumbs Up and all other such aerated drinks which are harmful to our health. They are promoting the drinks like lassi, then the syrups of various fruits which are plentifully available in India. So this is these are the farmers who have become very powerful under guidance of the Dr. Vandana Shiva, and she is very nicely organized everything. A single lady can do this. So this is empowerment. This is real ecofeminism example, I would like to say. Next slide, please. So these are various seed bank of 700 species we saw there, and more than that she has collected, and she is distributing to the farmers. Most of them, they are women. So this is Navadanya is the best example. You can search about it, and if you get the opportunity, go and visit it. It is the best example of ecofeminism and women empowerment. Most of them, they are women. And what is my experience when we tell such a things to the women, they take it by heart and they do it very powerfully and in a better way. Next. So very systematically these grains are arranged, and so this was my dream. She's Vandana Shiva, and I was on the top of the hill, we can say, or I was very happy to meet her, and she is such a nice, inspiring personality. And her education is, she has done a PhD in physics from Canada, but again coming back to our own soil, she has gathered women. So in the last picture, you can see with me with my poster. My poster was about the kitchen gardening, which is the best and simple way which we all can do for Mother Earth. So many foreigners, they come there for the training. They learn the Indian aspects. They want to know about Ayurveda. They want to know about the composting methods as well as Jivamrut, and so many such a traditional ways are there which are the best solution for minimizing the pollution, and we can stop the use of chemicals with such experiments. There is a very big economical lobby which will keep on telling. There are so many good books of Vandana Shiva also. We can go through that. Origin is one of that, how we have to conserve our own grains, then our own seafood. So she has done a lot of study and very keenly she have mentioned in that. So you can read that book also. Vandana Shiva has written many such books in which she has given solution for empowering the environment. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is again a picture of, so we can see the confidence on the faces of those women. They are not gone to the schools or colleges, but what are they are doing that is more than the scientists. Such cottages are there. They are following so many simple skills and they are conserving variety of such grains in their Navadanya Institute. Next. So under guidance of Vandana Shiva, this is going. So on this day, so salute to the passion of biodiversity conservation. Why I'm telling this? This is the best example. You don't have to go so far. In India, many such women, and in that conference we met, we come to know about so many such groups who are doing the work about the natural agriculture as well as ecotourism and so many things. So if you see around, many women are doing this, and that will be the right definition of empowerment, I would like to tell you. So she has set Bija Vidyapita. So very nice concept it is, Bija Vidyapita. So through Bija Vidyapita, she is giving training how to conserve the seeds. She always talk about the GMO. She says, don't go for the genetically modified seeds. So there are so many such things are coming in the market. We are studying genetics very well. It doesn't mean we have to alter the genetics which is already in the natural condition. Instead of that, follow the conventional methods. Otherwise, after 10 years, we will come to know that GM food has modified the fertilization method which is naturally set. And we will not start getting the seeds. As this stage, we are knowing that pesticides are harmful. After 10 years, all the fertility will be stopped by this GM food. It will be difficult to go back again. So you have to be very careful. So she keeps on talking about GM food. Don't go for that. In fact, as an ecofeminist, the Research Foundation for Science and Technology and Ecology, she's running, and she's very powerfully, she has stopped, she changed so many laws. Jairam Ramesh, our a former environmental minister, he stopped the BT brinjal, biotechnologically modified. Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria is used, and the brinjals are modified. So he stopped that. Vandana Shiva and many women scientists, many scientists in India, they stopped such an entry of GM food in India. So such a policymakers, they should be pressurized, and all these things come under the conservation of the natural resources we can share. She has trained thousands of women farmers and gave them strength and recognition as an Indian farmer made financially independent. She always said, think about the soil, not oil. So many such conferences she has organized on carbon farming and climate change. So we are hearing the word, but it is our responsibility to understand what is carbon farming, what are carbon credits. We are getting educated, but we have to empower ourselves truly. So these are the examples of Vandana Shiva and Rachel Carson I have given. One more name, you might have heard this last year, the Padma Shri was given to totally illiterate lady, Raibai Popre. So Raibai Popre, the legend, we got the opportunity through one of such conferences to meet Raibai Popre. So you can see her nose ring is getting popularized nowadays, and very confidently she is also training. Vandana Shiva is a literate. She visited so many countries, but Raibai Popre is just living in a small village, but she realized the importance of conserving the grains. Akula and near the Sangamner district, in one of the villages she is living. We visited that place also last year. So Raibai Popre is conserving more than 1,500 seeds. can be grown in a very less period, in a very less water. So this is the example of ecofeminism. She talks very confidently about in front of thousands of students now. She has not stepped up. She told in her speech, next slide, that she has not stepped school, but very confidently she guides farmers, she guides to the students about the conservation of seeds. Next. Can you show the next slide, please? So it was a great opportunity to sit along with her, and I was really got inspired and impressed with her confidence, with her work. Next year we visited her village also, and she is distributing. Next slide. She is distributing her seeds to various parts of Maharashtra as well as India. BIF is the best example. BIF is a agriculture research institute which is established in Pune, and they are guiding her. They have very nicely. So we always talk about the bad things happening, the output is not there. So when we visit such a women who are really empowered and they're trying to empower their community also, empower the agriculture system, empower the environmental system, she told that I realized that this food is poisonous. It is not really strengthening us. And so she started collecting the seeds from her area, which can be grown easily within the 2 months or 3 months. They can get the crop and plentifully without using the chemical fertilizer. And she started creating the seed bank, and now her seed bank, she was recognized by at the national level. So these are the examples we saw. Rachel Carson, Dr. Vandana Shiva, and Honorable Padma Shri Raibai Popre, which is called who she's called as the seed mother. She was one of the 100 popular women in the world. Raibai Popre, illiterate women. So you can realize and feel the strength within ourselves. So if we are very determined, we are multitasking, and we are powerful. Nobody should say us that we are not powerful. So these are the pictures from Vengurla, where I recently work. I work at Vengurla, which is a coastal area, and you can see in the picture. This is the best example of mangrove tourism. You might have heard about the mangroves, which are the estuarine ecosystem, which are having very unique biodiversity. And mangrove cell of Mumbai have trend. They told us to teach English to these women. These are the example of ecofeminism, you can say. These are the women who are living around the coastal area. When we are interested in conserving the nature, we have to train the women as well as the communities around that particular area. So Mangrove Foundation have trained these women to row the boat. They have UNDP, United Nations Development Program, under they have provided them the boats, and they got the training of rowing boats, and they tell tourists about the mangroves. Mangroves are the plants which are growing in estuaries, and they are having the unique biodiversity. Many fishes come in the season and lay their eggs. If mangroves are cut down, the tsunami will soon occur. So what to do to conserve such important communities, ecosystems? We have to train the community in that area. When the community starts earning from that ecosystem, when the community can adopt the eco-friendly livelihood techniques, then only it will be easily conserved. Otherwise, people will go on cutting it for getting the daily food or fulfilling the daily needs. So this is also best example. These are, it was in the beginning, it was very difficult for them to row the boat because they don't want to burn the fuel in the water bodies so that the ecosystem gets damaged. So they row on their own. So it is our duty to pay them, to empower them in a real way. So this is again about the Rai by Popre next. So these are the examples of ecofeminism. So when we talk about the definitions or such a concepts about the ecofeminism and all, we think that it is difficult for us. But everyone should start such a pictures. I am sharing all these women because they are around us, and we can do it. Next slide, please. So women have always played a great role, we can say. And this is again a slide which explains about the Rai Bai Popre. So we can see that one is the pioneer of one's own life. Rai Bai is spearheaded the formation of Kalsubai Parisar, Biyani Samvardhana Samiti in Akole, Ahmednagar. Now she is guiding so many self-help group, and she has trained nearly 2,500 women about the conservation of the seeds in that particular area, as well as she organizes the health camps, the supply of solar lamp, and so many other things. Now she is very much confident about everything. So every one of us can go for that. So this is where I'm telling about the Bayer. This is Agriculture Institute, which is promoting, which has supported the next slide, which has supported the Rai Bai Popre. So what is the, this is a small presentation with which, last slide we can see, this is a very nice message we can see, that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the earth family. So earth family means now the we can there is a Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that means earth family. Now we can see in other way also through the internet and satellites, we are very well connected with one another. But we Indians have to keep in mind that we should be empowered. We should empower ourselves with our inner abilities. And today, Deepali Taiwade Patil, she will show you a small terrarium, which is an example of ecosystem. When we hear about such a women, we always feel inspired and feel to do something. So I would like to tell every one of you can adopt ecofeminism. We can do a lot if we decide. Even a small balcony, a small terrace, a small backyard can give you opportunity to grow so many things. You can grow the medicinal plants, you can grow the food plants, you can grow organic vegetables. Now tomorrow Pramila will show you that microgreens in small basket, earning as well as physical strengthening, mental strengthening, as well as empowerment of your own, along with the empowerment of the nature. So Mother Earth demands, last slide, such a small help from us, and we can do a lot. So this is what I can say, I can summarize through my presentation. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We can provide, India has a powerful biodiversity. We can provide so many things to the whole world, because only in Sahyadri and Himalaya we are having such an ancient flora and fauna, which can provide medicine, which can provide food, which can provide fibers, which can provide colors to the whole world. And all these organic best things should be conserved very well and shared with the world. They can be modified using the modern techniques as well as the traditional methods. Ajibaisa Batwa, or grandma's pouch, we say. We are having a tremendous knowledge about everything. That traditional knowledge should be conserved and combined with the modern technology. That is our responsibility. That will be the real empowerment. So we have to be physically strong, mentally strong, ecologically strong, or knowledge wise also strong. And these opportunities are given by your institute. I would like to congratulate all of the organizers of college, and thank you very much for giving the opportunity. I think this will be sufficient to understand about the ecofeminism, and everyone had to take a pledge to contribute a bit through to the ecosystem for actual sustainable enrichment and empowerment of Mother Earth. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam, for sharing your motivational and valuable knowledge. Thank you once again. Now we will start with the session 2. Now I request Srimati Shashikala Sherawat Madam to introduce our second resource person, Srimati Deepali Taiwad Patil.
Good afternoon to everyone. I would like to introduce our today's workshop second. Good afternoon to everyone. Hello. Hello. Is it audible?
Yes, it's audible.
Okay. Good afternoon to everyone. Today, now, I would like to introduce our second resource person, Deepali H. Taiwade Patil. Welcome you, ma'am. Ms. Deepali H. Taiwade Patil, she has completed her education in BS Electronics, completed MBA. Apart from this, she has completed certificate courses at Shivaji University, Kollam. She has completed her certificate courses in horticulture and nursery management, identification and conservation of medicinal plants. She is working as administrator at Taiwade Patil and Associates, an architectural consultancy firm in Kolhapur and Sangli. Runs a plants nursery named Shilp Eco Garden Center, where in all garden related activities takes place. Her social activities are Secretary Kolhapur Bonsai Club affiliated to Indo-Japanese Association, ex-treasurer and member of Indian Women's Scientists Association Kolhapur branch, member of Gardens Club Kolhapur, past president of Innerville Club of Kolhapur Heritage, member of Bharatiya Jala Sanskritik Mandal. Apart from this, she has happy family with architect Mr. Harshavardhan Taiwade Patil with 2 smart kids. With brief introduction, I would like to complete her introductory speech. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, madam. Now it's time to start with the session 2 on demonstration terrarium. Madam, shall we start now?
Sure, we can start.
Thank you, madam.
Shall I? Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, madam.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you, SK Arts College and HSK Science Institute for giving me this opportunity to demonstrate a terrarium today.
We are also thankful. Yes, madam. We are also thankful for your presence.
Am I visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So terrarium, what is terrarium? Terrarium is basically a creative gardening skill where the plants are beautifully arranged in a glass jar. It means growing plants in a glass container, creating a rainforest environment where the pot is covered and the plants sustain on the ecosystem developed inside the jar. So today we are going to see a PPT presentation and a demonstration as well on how to create the terrarium. So I would like to share the PPT first. So let's start with the PPT. Is the PPT visible?
Not completely, madam. It's still opening.
Please let me know when it is visible.
Yeah, okay.
Can you see the PPT?
No, madam, not yet.
Not yet.
You can see your laptop screen, black box. It has not yet opened.
Okay, I'll try once again. Is it visible now?
No.
No, ma'am. Once again, you stop sharing and reshare it, madam.
Yeah,
Please
I'll
try.
reshare it.
Now it's visible, man.
It's visible? Okay.
Yeah, you can make a full screen.
Should I? Yeah.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. Can you see the full screen?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So let's start with the creative gardening skill, terrarium. As I said, terrarium means growing plants in a glass container, creating a rainforest environment where the pot is covered and the plants sustain on the humidity created within the jar. Today, we will see the PPT. So here's a rainforest environment created in the glass bowl. You can see a picture of it. In this, the pot is covered and the plants, once we water the plants, they sustain on the, like how the ecosystem itself is generated. The water cycle, like how the water cycle takes place as we have studied in school, like the snow melts and flows into the rivers, and then the rivers go and meet the sea, and then the water vapor evaporates, and then it condenses in the form of clouds, and then we get the rainfall. So the same thing is generated in the terrarium. So the required material for the terrarium is a glass jar, any shape you can take. The glass jar can be of any shape. Then we need gravel. Gravel we need for the first layer we put of gravel because it absorbs the moisture, or it absorbs the water, and whenever it is needed, it gives the water to the roots of the plants. The other layer we add is the sand. The sand we add so the water seepage is, the water is seeped properly. It doesn't clog the mud. It doesn't make it muddy. We also add a layer of charcoal in it. So a thin layer of charcoal is necessary to keep away the mold and bacteria. It keeps the plants fresh. And then we add the top layer is of the potting soil. The potting soil means what? It is a mixture of vermicompost and our river soil, red river soil. So it is a mixture of that. So all this is needed for the terrarium, the base of the terrarium. Next is the required plants. We need shade-loving plants. The terrarium can be closed as well as open. Actually, terrarium means we can make a terrarium of shade-loving plants as well as succulents or cactus. If you're making a terrarium of shade-loving plants, then you have to keep it closed. So as I said before, it sustains on its own water cycle. But if you are doing a terrarium of succulents or cactus, then you have to keep it open, because succulents and cactus, they usually have the water consistency, so they don't need to be overwatered, and they need to be kept open. Whenever you are selecting shade-loving plants or any plants, see that they have very little leaves. So each plant, when planted in the terrarium, it gets its own identity. Then after adding, we can add this decorative material. We can get it online also. We can cover the soil with the moss or pebbles. If you're making succulents or cactus succulents, you can cover the soil with sand or pebbles. Then you can add these decorative items like miniature houses, bridge, birds, many items, decorative items you can get online. So let me tell you how to do it. First, cover the bottom of your glass container with a layer of gravel and sand. This will encourage the retention as well as drainage for the plant roots. Then add a thin layer of activated charcoal on top of it. The activated charcoal keeps the plants fresh and will also prevent mold and bacteria. After that, add a layer of potting mix soil. Place your plants in the terrarium. Make sure to start with the largest plant first. This I will explain while doing the demonstration. And then at last, add the decorative items to enhance its beauty. So this is the pictorial format of the terrarium. First we have, it said the first layer is of rocks or gravel, as I said. We are going to use today bricks, broken brick pieces, so that they absorb the water and give it to the roots and plants whenever needed. The other layer should be of sand, then charcoal, then potting mix soil, and then plants. In this diagram, you can see actually the base is half covered, but it shouldn't be like this. The base should be covered 1/8. So we can plant plants on that, and then you can, then aesthetic wise, it will look very good. So after doing all this, how do you maintain the terrariums? Terrariums are very easy to maintain, but there are few things you should be wary of. One major cause of dying plants in a terrarium is too much heat. Be sure to never place your terrarium by a heat source or in direct sunlight for too long. A newly planted one should stay in the shade for roughly a week. Most do best in filtered or artificial light rather than direct sunlight. But keep in mind, too little light is bad for the plants too. To water your plants, check for moistness first. When you water your, actually while making a terrarium, you shouldn't water it very heavily, because it doesn't have holes for drainage. As we have for our normal pots, the terrarium doesn't have holes. So be careful while watering. The water should be very less, just to moisten the soil. You have to water it, and when you feel like the soil is dry, then you can just spray again and water it again. So the soil should be moist to touch. If it isn't, then give a little bit of water. Too much water can cause mild and make the roots rot. If there's too much condensation building up in the terrarium, feel free to keep it open until it clears a bit. Make sure to keep your container as clean as possible and wipe off excess moisture and any dust or algae that collects. Removing any dead leaves is a good practice. So here, as I said, there is this one on the left side one is a rainforest environment is created. This terrarium needs to be kept closed. Whereas the other terrarium is of succulents, this terrarium needs to be kept open. Usually terrariums add beauty to the interiors. You can place it in the offices, showrooms, anywhere where you need to add the beauty. So I have displayed some, as I said, you can make a terrarium in various shapes. You can use various jars, glass jars of various shapes. So here are few terrariums. In these terrariums, see here, the first one is, it's a glass jar covered with a lid, glass lid. Then here's a house, one more is closed. That is, you can cover it with the glass itself. Then where I've written the open, at the right side, there is an open terrarium. This plant, the plant used inside this is not the shade loving plant, or it is not the indoor plant. So we have to keep this terrarium open. It depends on you which plants to you can put in the terrarium. If they are the outdoor plants, miniature outdoor plants, then you can keep the terrarium open. If they are the indoor plants, then if you can keep them closed. If you keep the terrarium open, you have to constantly check the moisture in the soil. It needs to be watered frequently, but when you close the terrarium, you don't need to water it frequently. So these are some terrariums made of cactus and succulents. You can arrange these in this format. These are the miniature terrarium. In terrariums, you can also make a thematic, like theme you can use. Here you can see there's a the hare and the tortoise story, which we have learnt in school. So you can see this is a very miniature terrarium. And then you get some bulb-like containers, glass containers at the florist shop, or online also you can get. So you can make the terrariums in that too. Glasses, we have various shapes of glasses at home. You can try in those two. And these are the colored sands. You can see the colored sands are used in the glass containers. And in the glass, the colored sand is used. The colored sand you can get at the aquarium shops. And below are the miniature terrariums. So if you have, you can try, if you have these little bottles at home, you can try the terrariums in that too. But make sure the glass should be very clear. Here are different shapes, terrariums made in different shapes again. Nowadays, children are going through online due to the lockdown period and no schools. They are constantly on the laptops. So you can just keep a terrarium. And as we all know that greenery is good for eyes. As we all know, greenery is good for eyes. You can just place a nice terrarium on the study table of the children. So they can just feel good and they can keep their eyes good while studying. Here you can make terrarium in various types. Like one terrarium was created like table you can see. That's in the table, the glass box has been the glass box has been created and terrarium is created within it. So these are various types. You can create it in a bottle also. So these are various terrariums again. This is also, we have glass jars at home, so you can try in that too. Just keeping it vertical won't look good, so you can just arrange it horizontal and you can make a terrarium in it. These are few different shapes. At the right, you can see the middle one is of ferns. The ferns are placed in the terrarium. Then again, at the right side, you can see in the glass jar, it's only a moss terrarium. Only the stones, flat stones are placed, and it is made of moss. The moss you can, in the rainy season, we get much moss on the brick walls. So you can collect that and you can put that too. It looks very beautiful. So we have Borosil tea sets, which we don't use, that also you can use. Other jars you can use. One you can see there is a narrow neck terrarium. In that also we can do terrarium. Here we have to put the soil using the cone, and you have forceps for this terrarium, particularly made for this terrarium. So you can use those forceps while planting the plants. This was made, this is a fairy garden terrarium, like all the fairies are kept. Those African violet plants are used in this for flowering, for the addition of flowering plants. And ferns are used. Then this is a fairy garden. This was a 3 feet long container. Then again, you can just, on some occasions, you can just gift these terrariums to anyone, like it's a birthday or anything else. Then you can just make yourself and give the terrarium. So that's it. We will start with the demonstration now. These are all some other creative gardening things, like dish garden you can create. These are some dish gardening, fairy gardens, tree landscaping done. Then bonsai workshops we conduct. These are the pictures of bonsai workshops. Then kokedama workshops along with the terrarium. These are some things we do at in Kolhapur at the Eco Center. I do this. Flower arrangements, Japanese flower arrangement, ikebana, we take the workshops. This is just for the general info. This is the kitchen and garden waste management we do at the center. Water harvesting info you can get over here. And there are some basic gardening courses we conduct. So thank you very much for listening patiently to the PPT. Now we will do the demonstration. Thank you.
Madam, there is one request. Can you share the PPT with us?
How do I share it? I can mail you afterwards.
Yes, madam. You can mail to our college. We will mail to the participants.
Sure. Okay, fine. So just give me some time. I'll just take the material with me. So this is the glass jar I'm going to use. Just a moment. So can everyone see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so today we are going to do the terrarium in this glass jar. These glass jars we get at the normal aquarium shops where they sell the aquarium fish. So as I said, as I showed in the PPT, we are going to add the gravel or the bricks, broken brick pieces at the first this. So let me add this. So in this type of jar, you can just cover a half an inch of this with gravel, the brick pieces. Then I'm going to add sand. The sand is our normal river sand. So this layer I'm going to add. Bricks we have added for to store the water. Then sand, it helps the water seepage very properly. So the roots are grown in a very proper manner. Then we have to add the charcoal powder. A thin layer of charcoal to keep away the mold and bacteria. This also keeps the plants fresh. Okay, so a thin layer of charcoal powder I have used. Now the potting mix soil. As I said, the potting mix soil is a combination of vermicompost or the compost. If you make compost at home, the waste management kitchen compost, if you have, then you can use that too. So this is the 50% soil and 50% vermicompost which I'm using here. For the soil which you use, the red soil which we take, you have to sieve the soil and take put away the dust and take the whatever is remaining in the sieve. This encourages the water storage and the drainage of water, so the water doesn't get clogged. So is it visible now? This
It's clearly visible, ma'am.
Okay, so you can see the layers.
Yes.
So we have to fill, all the layers should be filled. The 1/8 part should be part of the container should be filled with this layers. Okay. So this is covered with the layers, you can see. Now we have to place the plants. Just placing the plants on one level won't look good. So we can add some stones or rocks in that, just to break the monotonous level of that this. So I have a brick piece over here. I'm using a brick piece over here. This you can just arrange in this container. So after that, you have to spray this just to moisten the soil. You spray some water in this. While spraying, you spray on the walls, internal walls of the jar. And remember not to spray too much, because after the terrarium is done, after planting the plants, we also need to put the plants in that. And we have to clean the jar with the water. So don't put water before. Just put water to moisten the soil. So now I'm going to place this little, you can see this is a alternaria which has very tiny leaves. This I'm going to use. And remember, while using the plants, make sure you have to plant the big plant first. If this is your front side, then at the back side you have to plant. Or if you want it from all sides, then you can just place the plant a little away from the wall. Make sure the plant is firmly placed in the soil. Okay, so we have placed alternaria over here. These are alternaria. I use alternaria because it has some reddish color. Never place plants of same color in the plants. There should be some variations in the color. There should be some plant color variations. Then I'm going to use the syngonium. Syngoniums are best suited for the terrariums. This is a syngonium. I'm going to, this also has, this is a miniature variety of syngonium. This has tiny leaves. You can also use money plants if you have money plants, syngoniums, all are very nice. They are very good for terrariums. So This is Syngonium I've planted. One more Syngonium I'll plant at the other side. You can create terrariums with your own ideas. You can do the landscaping inside it with your own ideas. Also, don't make don't use many plants, like it will be very crowdy and it won't look good. If it becomes very crowdy, it won't look good. Each plant should have its own identity. So each plant can be seen. So now I'll place this variegated pothos. If the roots are very long, you can cut the roots. This is a variegated pothos. This looks good in the terrarium and sustains very good inside. Just be sure the roots are firmly placed, so the plant doesn't slant or fall. Okay, so today I'm going to use only these much plants because many plants also won't look good. If you have big leaves, then just cut the big leaves, like I've cut this big leaf. It was covering the other plants. So I'll just wash my hand and come. So this you can see from all sides. Now I'll just clean, spraying on the walls. Before starting, you have to clean the pot as well. Now this is the plantation is almost done. Now I'll cover the soil with, I'll spray a bit to clean the soil from the walls, internal walls. And now I'll place moss. Just cover the soil with the moss. You can see this green moss which grows on the walls in the rainy season. So I'll just cover it with the moss and press the moss. Moss also sustains very good in these terrariums for a longer time. So I've covered with the moss. From all sides you can use moss. Don't let the soil to be exposed. It doesn't have any scientific but for the soil to be exposed, but aesthetically the moss looks very good. It's like a mini forest. When you use the moss, it looks like a mini forest. So I've covered everything with the moss. Again, in between, you can spray. Always keep the walls of the container very clean. Okay. After spraying, you can use the kitchen tissue and clean the walls. Make the walls dry so the water doesn't remain on it. Very nicely you can clean it and it looks very beautiful. So this is done now, and now you can add the pebbles or any articles. Now I'll add some pebbles. I usually add white pebbles. Colorful, remember when you're making a terrarium, the focus should be on the plants, not on the pebbles, or if we use colored pebbles. Nowadays we get the pebbles like gems colors, various colors, but the focus of the plant is necessary. So now I'll place pebbles in this. Very little pebbles you can use. You can use sand also. Okay, so you can just use some pebbles. Now, as I said, we get various miniature fairies or houses. You can, like this fairy, I'll just keep on this rock. You can place a house too. You can make many different these are little swans that I'm going to place in this. Then this is a rabbit. You can use whatever you want. This is a small rabbit. These type mushrooms I can use. Just to add beauty to the terrarium, you can use this. Okay. So this is done. And now the last part. We have to cover this with a cling film, or you can cover it with a clear plastic. I am using the cling film because it clings to the glass jar. Now this way you can cover it. I'll just cut it with the scissors. So is it clearly visible?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Yes, visible. Deepali, please share the contact details of Shilp.
Yeah, sure.
Somebody is asking for that online material and everything.
Okay. So the cling film is a very clear film. So we can use this. It looks like glass itself. So this is done. I would like to show you some more terrarium. This is something I've done. You can use a hanging terrarium also. One more I'll show you. Now, this is, as I said, I showed you the succulents. I've made with this with the succulents. In this, I've put the white sand first, and then the potting mix as we used over here. That potting mix we have to put in between in the middle and cover it again with the white sand. So the potting mix is not visible. It looks as if the succulents are planted in the white sand itself. Okay, so I hope everyone enjoyed watching this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Madam, there are some questions in chat
Sure.
box.
Yeah, sure.
I'll
just
read
check.
one by one.
Yeah, please.
Which garden course you take? Please tell the information. Are they online?
They are not yet online. I take them at the Shilpiko Garden Center itself. It's the basic gardening course of 6 days. It's a short course. Basic gardening course is of 6 days, and the advance is of 4 days. So in that you can means we tell you which plants, about the fertilizers, everything like indoor, outdoor, orchids, aquatic plants, everything about the plants, then indoor and outdoor plants which you can use, which plants are used in landscaping. And in advance we take the you can make your own landscaping. You get much knowledge about the fertilizers, which fertilizers to use, which pesticides to use. So it almost covers everything about the gardening, and you can make a own landscaping also. We take in advance, we take that.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question. What is activated charcoal?
Activated charcoal is our normal charcoal, normal charcoal. Kolsa, we call
Okay,
it.
powder charcoal. We can.
Powdered
Okay,
charcoal. Yeah, we have to
Thank
make a
you.
powder of it. Yeah.
Third question. Is this type of moss available in normal nursery? Please guide.
Moss is not available in normal nursery. You have to pluck it from the walls of the we get it in monsoon season. We have to pluck it from the bricks of the walls. Compound walls, we see on many compound walls it is grown. So you can use that. Otherwise, whatever is grown on the ground, like here I can show you one more. This type also moss you get. See, this type also it's grown on the land, so you can pluck it up and you can use that too.
Okay, ma'am. One more question.
Yeah.
For moss, we should wait till monsoon season, next monsoon season. People are curious here to do this, ma'am. So
yeah, just still there is moss on walls, so you can, if you do it in this week or something, you can keep the moss. Otherwise, cover it with sand. You can also, if you don't have moss, then you can just take the dust of the bricks. If you sieve the bricks, brick pieces, you get the dust. So a red dust we get. So you can use that too. That also looks very good. Instead of moss, instead of green color, you can go for that covering.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. One more question.
Yeah.
Can we request you to suggest good list of online or offline nursery or shop where we can get all these materials at one go?
There are at Amazon you can see, I think there are many options on Amazon. For the you can get the glass jars also, you can get the miniature fairy garden articles also. And for plants, I think Nursery Live or something like that is there, that you can try that too. On Nursery Live also you can get.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Shilp can also provide the
Yeah,
Fifth
but
question, madam.
Yeah.
How long we need to cling
Garden
film?
Center she has.
Sorry?
How long we need to cling film?
You can keep it as see when you cover it when you make a terrarium and cover it with a cling film, you can just keep, you remember you have to keep it in shade, and after keeping in shade, you don't have to water it again. As I said, the water cycle itself keeps watering the plants. So as the water condenses, you can see the evaporation. Sometimes the walls will be, the plants won't be clearly seen. The walls will all collect on the fog will all collect on the walls, and then it condenses and again it falls to the soil. So you don't need to actually, but it depends on the size of jar which you have taken. If the jar is very small, then you have to check the moistness of the soil. If the jar is of, this is a 10 inches jar now, this I don't have to water it at least for 1 or 2 months. It depends on the place where you keep it. If you keep it in a shady area, then it will sustain on its own this like 2-3 months. This I don't have to say it for 2-3 months, but depends on how much moisture, how much water you have put in the soil. If the soil, if the water evaporates, then you have to check. You can check with a wooden stick. Like you can just dip a wooden stick in the soil and check. If it is dry, then you can spray a little bit of water, but let it be like this. And you can see some leaves may get dried. Then you can guess like the soil is dry. You have to see the moistness in the soil first, and then you can water. But like this terrariums, 2 months, no problem.
Thank you, madam.
Madam, is there any particular list of plants that are grown by this way?
You can try as many plants, but for the start, I suggest you to start with syngoniums, pothos. There is a very many variety. Like syngoniums, you get different shades: white, green, variegated, mixed colors. There is a pink syngonium. So you get very many others. Then I use alternatra. Even hangings you can try, but see to it. Pilia is there that you can try. Money plant varieties. There are many money plant varieties like variegated. There are many colors in that also. So you can try that also. Whatever miniature you find, like all hangings you can use, you can cut and just plant in that. And that will
Madam. Yeah. Hello, madam.
Hello.
Can we cultivate moss in the house?
It's very difficult actually. The humidity should be maintained, so it's difficult, but you can try. You can try to cultivate moss in the terrarium itself.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
I thank Dhanashree madam and Deepali madam once again for sharing their motivational, inspiring stories, knowledge, and also showing us practically how to do terrarium. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much.
Now, today's session feedback link will be shared in the chat box. I request all the participants to fill it.
नहीं लियो नहीं वो पीलेच नाकांचं जीवन नाही वो करता करताच नाके लास्टच नाके आज नवीन शिकाय टेरेरियम प्लांट कांच का बाउल में किसो करना.
At the outset, I express my deep sense of gratitude to the resource person,
હું
Dr.
ફક્ત
Dhanashree
આ
Madam.
ટાઈમ તેરી પૂછવાની આવી અને મારો ભરોસો કર્યો.
I kindly request to mute yourself. At the outset, I express my deep sense of gratitude to the resource person, Dr. Dhanashree Madam, Deepali Taiwade Patil, for sharing their experience with us. Once again, on behalf of our KLE Society and College, I express my deep gratitude to both the madam. Tomorrow around 11:15, once again we are going with the session 2 on kitchen gardening. I request all the participants to participate and make it a grand success at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Manila.
Please fill the feedback. The link is provided in the chat box. I request all the participants to fill the feedback. Family.
1.1.